Good morning, everyone. And guys, the last 24 hours have been absolutely prophetic. A lot of the stuff I've been talking about, a lot of the stuff I've been warning about on this channel and our other channel, it's coming into fruition now. The mainstream media are getting a hold of it and they're starting to run with it. Remember, I tell you what's happening months and months before anyone else does. Guys, if you've not done so already, please like and subscribe to this channel because I'm the only one who knows what they're talking about. Guys, I'm saying that publicly now. I can guarantee you none of these pundits that we watch on the TV have any idea what they're talking about. So I'm going to go with, use a couple of articles here. I'm going to put these in the link in the description below. I'm going to tell you what the article says, and then I'm going to tell you what I've said and what it really means. So the first one we are looking at, guys, is, the most important, I feel. An article that was released on the 23rd by Ben Wallace. He says, Britain has just cemented its role as Europe's leader in the battle against tyrants. So months and months and I don't know, maybe before November, so October, maybe even earlier, maybe even September time, I was saying that this was going to happen, and I said we'll see the start of it in February. And what I said is, I didn't say that World War III would start in February. I didn't say there'd be NATO tanks rolling in February. I said you'd see the start. And what you saw in February is this divergence. And I've talked about this so many times, guys, okay? Where America is going to focus on, on the Middle East and potentially China. And the UK is going to lead Europe in Eastern Europe against the Russian threat. And that's what's happening now, guys. And this article really just cements it, how, so Rishi Sunak's decision to back the men and women of the armed forces shows he's the right man for the right job at the right time. So basically the article goes on to say, how Britain is going to take the lead role against this, against this rising conflict. Again, when these things come out in mainstream media, they're more or less cemented because the guys on mainstream media get told what to say by other people, and their, their tabloid doesn't want to be seen to be getting things wrong. So once it's out in mainstream media, it's going to happen. So just to reiterate, guys, all right, I've been saying this for months. Britain is now going to lead Britain's going to now lead NATO in Europe against the Russian threat. Whether you agree with that or not, it doesn't matter. That's what's happening, and that's what's going to happen. So again, guys, if you remember my previous videos, what I've said, please put a comment below, and we'll talk about it. Now, meanwhile, this has been happening. The United States has been secretly giving Ukraine long-range missiles. Now, these missiles will be the target packs that these long-range systems that they will be striking. They will be told what to strike 100% by the Americans, because the Americans have got the satellite surveillance system. They've got the long-range drones. In fact, I don't think drones would be actually that, capable deeper into Russia, but certainly in Russia main, they've got satellites that go over there all the time. They can take pictures, they can do analysis. Equally, the Russians understand this, so the Russians have got high-powered ground-based lasers, and they fire at the satellites as they move over. So you see already this new front of space war opening up, but we can talk about that in a separate video. So that's basically what the Ukrainians are going to do. They'll be targeting the Russian infrastructure, the energy, and the gas, oil facilities, because Russia's got great deep supplies of natural resources. What else have we got, guys? We've got so now I want to go slightly negative, guys, all right? And I want to talk about this Dragonfire high-powered laser capable of wiping out Russians. So I'll put the link to this video, what I'm talking about, in the description below. But you've got some, let me see if I can get his name. I don't even know his name. He just looks smug. So you've got some guy, and the title of the video is Dragonfire, the high-powered laser capable of wiping out Russian drones. That sentence is true, but the problem with this Dragonfire, you imagine, guys, you've got a laser, all right? You need to be able to put that laser onto that drone and keep it there. Now, at what distance is that, feasible? About 2 kilometers. So you've got to keep this tiny little laser on a drone that's flying at, 100 kilometers an hour. You've got to keep that on there for maybe 15, 30 seconds. It's hard to do. So the system that controls that is very difficult. Now, 15 seconds traveling at 2 kilometers, traveling 100 kilometers an hour. All right, that's fine. Okay. What about 2 drones? What about 3 drones? What about 4 drones? How does the laser be able to target the most important? Now, if you're talking about cost benefit analysis, 5-10 drones at 2 kilometers, this thing's useless. So we've seen from the war in Ukraine that, you know, the Russians, the Ukrainians, using 1 drone, that's what people did 5-10 years ago when we were looking at Predator, Watchkeeper. Well, not Watchkeeper, that's pretty new, but again, Watchkeeper's terrible. I could do a video on the Watchkeeper drone and how the engine that they're using, it's probably the worst engine they chose, but they chose it for a political reason. But anyway, that's different. So these bigger drones, these, you know, like your Predators, like your Global Hawks, you know, the big fixed wing drones, yes, I will agree with that statement. The Dragonfire system can take that out, and these are worth millions of pounds. But what about smaller drones that have got just as much kinetic, you know, destruction in them? What about the kamikaze drones that are going to be flying really fast, 100 kilometers an hour? And remember, if this thing's only really capable of taking something down at 2 kilometers and it can only take one thing down at a time and it has to have 30 seconds, do the maths, guys, all right? It's going to be overwhelmed very soon. So keeping that knowledge, go and look at that guy's smug face, right? When I put the... and I've got the link in the description, the Dragonfire high-powered laser capable of taking Russian drones. Look how smug he is, and he knows nothing. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But look how smug he is, and people are buying into this, you know, this incompetence, guys. It just winds me up something ridiculous. Yeah, so that's that one. And then we've got another video that I've put on there by Colonel Stuart Crawford. Now, I think he said it the best in his opening sentence. The modern warfare uses a lot of stuff, you know, and that's the reality. You know, I've been saying this a long time on this platform, definitely, and our other platforms. The way that the British and NATO procurement system is geared up for war, it's not geared up to create a lot of stuff. It's geared up to create the best stuff. Now, the argument is, what is the best stuff? Is it the best stuff that takes 10 years to get here because it's in development? The, I don't know, the servos, the engines, the components, the, you know, the circuit boards, because they take so long to produce. Is that the best system? Or is it the best system that takes a couple of months and you just get tons of it? I know what I think. Tell me what you think in the comments below. But that's really what the way we're heading and the way we're going to have to move into a war economy in the UK. There's absolutely no avoiding it now, guys, all right? Rishi Sunak is going to, you know, the UK is now, it's official. We're going to be leading Europe against the Russians in Eastern Europe. Sorry, leading NATO in Europe against the Russians. We're going to have to pump up, you know, production. We're going to have to really pump this military industrial complex up. We're going to have to start producing stuff for this war effort. Remember, as the UK, our reserves are really, really low down at the moment, guys, all right? And we need to get them back up. We need to start producing, exporting, and getting all this stuff done. And the way we have it set up at the moment, there's too much red tape. There are too many professors and universities taking 100 grand a year and producing nothing. We need to produce stuff, all right? It doesn't, not ideas, not sitting down, having tea and long-winded conversations about, you know, the reality of, I don't know, and the politics of stuff. We need stuff, lots of stuff, and we need it quick. And that's it, guys. I've been rabbiting on for 8 minutes. I'm going to drop another video later on today. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think I'm wrong? Please challenge me. I'd love to be challenged. But, you know, I'm right. Anyway, guys, I will see you guys later because I've had far too much coffee.